As I think should be obvious from my enthusiasm, smart design really is one of the key focal points for Windows Phone. The second one is hubs. Hubs are tiles that work on your behalf to organize your information, applications, and services into a single integrated experience. It is important because we love our apps. We love our services. It's often, frankly, just too hard to find what you want when you want it. And so with hubs, we're trying to integrate.
This is running 50 fish. And I want to show you how much this hardware acceleration really matters. I'm going to pull this down, and by way of comparison, I've got an iPhone 4 here running the current build of Safari. And the Safari web browser is not taking advantage of hardware acceleration, so you really get a sense for how dramatic the difference is when we use the full power capability of the device. You saw it on the PC, you've tried it yourself if you've downloaded 99, and now you can see the difference on the phone. So that is the first real-world example of the performance difference. And today, if I were playing this game with Windows Phone 7, if I wanted to make a phone call or send a text, if I navigate away from the game, we essentially put it into a deep hibernation, which takes a few seconds to resume. So I'm going to do the same thing now. Let's assume I wanted to make a phone call. I press the start button, I'll navigate around, I'll do my thing, make my phone call, now I want to go back to the game. We have a convenient back button. Today, if I were to do that on Windows Phone 7, for third-party apps, it might take 4 seconds. For a game, sometimes a little longer, maybe even up to as much as 10 seconds. But with multitasking, the user gets an instant return to the game. So here I go. I'm going to push the back button. Back. There's our animation. Boom. We're in the game, and it pauses for me, so I can press the continue button. Very, very fast. Effectively instant. So I'm going to do it again. I'll press start. We navigate away. I can go do something else on the phone. I can run other apps, whatever I want. When I push back, I come back to that app. Voila. I can press continue, and I'm flying my plane. So that's the first scenario, making it really, really fast and easy. I should reply there, to come back to apps. Now second, because we have that, it suddenly becomes a lot more interesting for users to have a mechanism to switch between apps they've been running recently. So we're adding a new user interface element later this year, which lets people have a task switching view from their back button. You can press back, back, back to go to apps you've been running, or you can press and hold back, which is what I just did, and we'll present a view of all the applications that you've been running recently. So you can see here, we set this phone up before the demo. I ran email, I ran Fruit Ninja, I ran Groupon on the phone. And I want to give you an example now. When we put these things together, I can switch between games incredibly fast. So I'm going to choose Fruit Ninja. I'm live. I'll unpause the game, and here I am killing fruit. See how we do that? Now let's go back to our Rise of Glory. Press and hold back. Navigate over to Rise of Glory. And now I'm flying my plane. So for those teenagers with really long attention spans who want to try playing 2 games at a time, it will now be possible with fast task switching and our new task switching menu. Okay. I have one more multitasking scenario I want to show you, and then I'm going to wrap up this part of the demo. Another really key thing that people have raised as something they'd like to see on Windows Phone 7 that we don't support today is third-party music applications being able to play music as you navigate around the phone. If you use our built-in music application, it works okay, but for third parties, so far, we don't support that. So what I'm going to do is give you a real example of that. I'm going to scroll down here and launch Slacker. Slacker is a free music service that gives me access to a whole bunch of radio stations. So I've launched the Slacker app, and I'm going to touch today's hits to start playing streaming radio stations. There we go. And now I'm playing the song 100 Pianos by Goliath King. Today on Windows Phone 7, with a third-party app, if I navigate away from the app, the music will stop. Not so anymore with this multitasking support. If I press and hold the back button, you'll see again, the Slacker application moves into the task view. I can pan over and pick another app. In this case, I'll choose my email. So now here I am, running email, and the music is still playing uninterrupted, just as the user would expect. If I want to go back to the Slacker app, and I want to change to a different radio station or something, I can hit the back button to go right back to where I just came from, and now I can navigate around and do something with Slacker. This scenario keeps working in lots of different interactions. If I press the start button, of course, as you would expect, music continues to run. And we try to make sure the user experience stays really simple and predictable for people. So if you want to turn the volume down, the system volume controls work. And right there you can see the track and artist is shown. I can skip forward, I can skip back, or, as is appropriate in this demo situation, I can just hit the pause button to stop that music in a way that's very consistent between our built-in experience and third-party apps. So all of these features that I've described will be coming in a free update in 2011 for all Windows Phone 7 users.